Hello. Most people say that the best stories are told by your elders. Stories you may never even find in a book. With that being said, I would like to talk to you today about a lady I call Mommy, which is actually my grandmother. From growing up here in Augusta, Georgia, to raising 6 kids on her own, and later dealing with an illness that has really slowed her down. Mary was born here in Augusta, Georgia in 1939 to the late Frank and Inez Singleton. Unlike the families on their street, her family was the only ones not to only own their home, but they also owned the home next door to them. Mary, as a young girl, was very fortunate to have plenty of clothes. She was able to go to plays, puppet shows, and the theater, unlike some of the kids on her street. Sitting down and talking with Mary, she told me a lot of different stories. But one story in particular really stuck out to me. Not many people know this, but before Josie was built in 1964, it was a prison. It ran from 15th Street all the way to Olive Road. Now, the thing that is quite funny to me is that on the weekends, some of the prisoners would actually climb the gate and go visit their families. My great-grandfather Frank even fed some of the prisoners after they came over the gate. And then on Sunday evening, they would go back to the prison and back inside. That is just the funniest thing I've ever heard. Wanting something different, at the age of 19, Mary decided to move to Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Looking for better, she met a man named Slim in 1962. By 1964, they were married. In this union came 12 babies. Out of the 12, only 6 survived. Now, people say all good things must come to an end, and that is true. After being married for a while, Granddaddy Slim became ill. Having Mary to have to take care of the household, take care of him, and work. Being that this was a strain on her, she decided to pack up her family and move them back to Augusta. Only to be here for 7 months before my grandfather passed away from a brain tumor, leaving my grandmother to raise 6 kids on her own. With no government assistance, a little help from her mother, one cousin, and a few friends, Mary made the impossible possible. Putting 3 kids through college, she decided to step out on faith and enrolled in school herself. Enrolling in the nursing program at Augusta Tech. Graduating was one of the best things that she has done for herself, and we were very proud of her. After about 20 years of working at the VA, she retired. Now, with most people, once they retire, they like to travel, and she did that. They like to go out to lunch with friends, which she did that. Sit on the porch and watch cars go by, which she did that. But things began to change. Her hands got to the point where she couldn't hold anything. Her skin on her hands were turning very dark and like leather. And on her face and legs, she started noticing white patches. She stayed cold and she stayed in a lot of pain. Her doctor did not know how to diagnose her. It took for her to go to an eye appointment one day, and during the eye exam, her doctor noticed something with her eyes. After a series of tests and blood work, she was diagnosed with systemic scleroderma. Systemic scleroderma is an autoimmune disease that attacks your skin and your internal organs, causing your internal organs to harden and eventually stop functioning. Now, hearing this news, most people would be devastated, but not Mary. She was happy Not happy to know that she had the disease, but happy to know that there was a name for what was going on for her, with her. And also that she was not going crazy. Systemic scleroderma makes it difficult for her to perform normal daily tasks. For us, taking something out of the oven is a simple task. Walking from the den to the kitchen is a simple task. But for her, it's a struggle. To take something out of the oven without dropping it, to walk from the kitchen to the den and be so tired that you have to just sit down and take a break. Staying in constant pain, staying cold, is very frustrating for Mary. My grandmother overcame a lot of obstacles from growing up in the South to raising 6 kids on her own to putting herself through college and now dealing with this illness. When I say that she is the most amazing, loving, strong, positive person that I have ever known, she's all of that. And I am proud to call her my grandmother. Thank you.